Be a come vibe again.
Abanya bena mera le phone.
I don't know, yes, sir. I
don't know, yes, sir.
Don't know, yes, sir.
Jai.
On Jai.
Video no, sir. Ni video no.
Jadi be brebe ya odi akọ. Yeah. We sir. Enya mi there.
Enya dia, onya na usuka no. Huh? Police officer, who you say? Huh? Police officer, who you say? Let me stop that. Policeman, let me stop that. Huh? Let me stop that. Policeman. Huh? Policeman. As a police officer, policeman. Master, what you know? Sorry,
hello, Agman. Calling accident, no money near an accident. Move ahead. Police. Bame. Now, that's a video from the Volta region after a police officer, Sergeant Lochu Agbeko, was arrested on Tuesday for possessing substances suspected to be Indian hemp. The officer, who is stationed at the Form Police Unit in Accra, refused to stop at a police barrier at Have in the Volta region when he was signaled by officers on duty. As a result, the officers on duty pursued the suspect, who was later involved in a crash at the Peve Mountain. 84 parcels of compressed dried leaves suspected to be Indian hemp were retrieved from his car. Let me share with you details of a police statement that the two officers who arrested their colleague have been promoted. Now, the police administration has promoted two officers, Inspector Azuma Komla Justice and number 52543GL CPL Felix Diame, for their role in effecting the arrest of number 45638G Sergeant Lochu Agbeko, a police officer stationed at the Formed Police Unit in Accra. The suspect, G Sergeant Lochu Agbeko, failed to stop at the Have police barrier when he was signaled by the officers on duty to do so. He was therefore given a chase, and on reaching a section of the road on the Peve Mountain, he was involved in an accident and had a fracture on his left hand. He was arrested and sent to the hospital for treatment. He has since been transferred to the police hospital for further medical attention, where he is under guard. The police retrieved 84 parcels of compressed dried leaves expected to be Indian hemp from his car. The statement continues that the exhibit have been retained and investigation continues. The suspect will be put before the court as soon as he is discharged from the hospital. That's details of that statement coming in from the police there. Now, as rehabilitation works on one of Ghana's busiest roads continue, commuters are not only complaining about long hours in traffic, but are pushing for the work to be done at night. Some are also unhappy about indiscipline on the Accra-Tuma motorway due to the absence of security patrols. I spent my whole day there Tuesday and came through with this report.
John, an entrepreneur who was due for a meeting in Tema, tells me he had never experienced such traffic as he did today on the motorway.
I've been using this road for a long time, but I've never experienced this before. I don't know what is happening ahead of us. Almost 1 hour. Oh. Just here, yes, almost an hour. I had to use my Google map.
Okay.
That gave me the estimated time about 25 minutes before I get to where I'm going.
Okay.
And I have to be there before 11, and now it's 11:20. Wow. So you can imagine.
Maxwell, on the other hand, is a public servant who had been delayed for a meeting because he had spent over an hour in the traffic. He expressed frustration at the situation.
I've been in traffic for about an hour plus. You know, I'm also I'm a public servant. I'm going to work. I have a meeting somewhere to attend, and I've been in this traffic for an hour, more than an hour now. Wow. Yes, and it's very bad and very irritating. So this thing is not going to be like something for a few days. What we are seeing currently, if you look at it, it's going to take years. You know, when you have things that are not being planned well in the country, these are some of the things that you see.
But in the midst of all the traffic, some drivers were exploring means to avoid the traffic. So some drivers had learned to use alternative route through Ashaiman so as to cut down the minute they spend in traffic. Danso is one of such drivers. He tells me it is better for him to use that stretch.
You can say traffic near more from Tuba up to this side and Kokra to make a far shaman inside.
In all of this, some commuters believed if the work had been done in the night, it would have been more useful. Stephen is one of such.
It is inconveniencing Ghanaians, and I think, you know, it's a good thing they are doing, but they should do it in the night because the traffic here is too much. It's too much.
Justice, who had stayed in the traffic for more than an hour, expressed frustration at the work being done.
The traffic is very bad. We've been here like for almost 3 hours. Why? Yeah. It's very bad. It's very bad. At least they have to do it. This is why they have to work like day and night, you know. Because in America, they work day and night. Only in Ghana, only in Africa. It's very bad. No, they have to do something about it.
From the Tema motorway for JoyNews, I'm Samuel Kojo.
So that was my report from the Tema motorway yesterday. I mean, Tuesday, it was quite a hectic day there. A lot of people had to endure the traffic there for more than an hour. Others stayed in for 45 minutes. I did with my team from the Accra end of the motorway. We spent 45 minutes in that traffic. It was quite hectic, but the engineers have explained that they are trying their best to ensure that the work is completed on schedule, and we expect that by next week, Monday, the road will be open to traffic. So let's see how that goes. We'll be broadening this particular discussion later on in this bulletin for you to understand what it is. But for now, let's move on to another story where drivers who ply the Tuba Junction Diversion Road in the Gas South Municipal District have expressed displeasure with a deteriorating condition. They say they have been forced to spend more because of damages caused by potholes on the road, leaving them with no choice but to carry out regular repairs on their vehicles. They need government intervention. Ifwa Aprekwa reports.
The road is terrible. Within a short time, our cars break down.
Because of this road, I go home with body pains all the time. My vehicle is always damaged.
The road is terrible and our cars break down easily. Prices of car parts are high. Mechanics have also increased their prices.
Plying the Tuba Junction Road is gradually becoming a nightmare. The road connects key localities in the Gas South Municipal District and parts of the Central Region. It is a diversion for persons heading to Cape Coast from Accra who want to avoid possible vehicular traffic at Kasua. For those who live in areas such as Tuba, Kokobite, and Nyanyano Kakraba, the road constructed less than 8 years ago came as a huge relief. All the bitumen have eroded and the road has now become a source of grief to users. The station master at Tuba Junction, taxi rank Mutala, is troubled about its current state.
The moment a car falls into the pothole, something gets damaged. Yesterday, my car fell in one. Almost 5 cars have been damaged this morning. We spent close to 2,000 Ghana cedis for repairs.
2,000.
All complaints, according to the station master, have gone unanswered.
MP Waha, Chief Executive Suaha, Assemblyman Suaha.
The MPs
Drivers are not the only ones affected. Traders are also equally worried.
When it rains, this place gets flooded. We end up parking our stuff.
When it rains, the road floods. We are forced to close before time.
Our goods get carried away whenever it rains due to the floods. If they do not fix the road, I won't vote coming 2024.
Taxi drivers who know the route quite well either refuse to accept passenger rides or charge higher. In order to board a vehicle, Abdul, a resident, must pay more.
Because the road is not good, the transportation fare here is also very much high.
Businesses and residents alike are bearing the brunt of the current state of the road and are calling on government to intervene.
We are pleading with government to fix our roads.
We plead with Nanado, wherever he is, he should please repair our road.
Road Transport Ministry should actually come look at it and then take it as a priority.
The people have spoken, but will government act? Efua Aprikwabuafo's report read to you.
Let's broaden the conversation here on JoyNews Desk. Road consultant engineer Abdullahi Mohammed joins us on Zoom with more. Good morning to you, sir, and thanks for your time. Key among the concerns of commuters is that the rehabilitation work should be done at night. Now, what could have been done before the commencement of work to reduce the impact of the traffic we're experiencing now?
Well, good morning to your viewers. The works are ongoing both day and night. The issue is that, the bridge had been examined with the structural integrity of the bridge had been examined, and they realized that the slab covering the two abutments is giving way. So immediately, government had to allocate some funds to the Ghana Highway Authority to carry out the emergency rehabilitation and maintenance of the bridge. I've heard a lot of people talking about the fact that the work should be done in the night. The works that are supposed to be done in the night are still ongoing, with the fabrication of the iron rods, the reinforcement bars for the strengthening of the beam, the slab is being done. But what it means is that the two abutments, the two beam concrete, had a metal steel, which was, I think, renovated, 2014. Once the steel had been removed, whether they work during the day or they work in the night, in the morning, nobody can use the place because there has been a disconnect between people who are coming from Tema to Accra. In most of such instances, you only do a diversion either to the left or the right. In this case, the left is the most convenient area because of the wider median. And so some meters before the bridge, which is about 50 meters before the bridge, there's a diversion to the median, and that forces those who are coming from Accra to Tema to have a single carriageway, and then you veer off onto the exit back onto the Accra bound stretch of the road. What I've noticed from the Ghana Highway Authority is that every step is taken so that this inconvenience will not stay much longer. Concrete, when it is casted, will take about 28 days satisfactorily for vehicles to go across it. But we are being told that within a matter of 2 weeks, the slab or the bridge will be open to traffic. It means the Ghana Highway have strengthened or are adding additives to the concrete to make sure that the concrete is cured within a very short time so that we will not extend the inconveniences that we are experiencing on the motorways at now. On the right-hand side is a river. They would have wished that there would have been a Bailey bridge, a steel bridge that would have been constructed for motorists to use the two carriageways still on the right-hand side. But looking at the state of the bridge, we may not be lucky if we decide that because of the inconveniences, let's allow the vehicles to use the bridge as we do a temporary Bailey bridge on the right-hand side to make sure that we don't get this traffic that we're experiencing now. The police are there to help, I'm told, and then just that our drivers must also exercise some patience. Those who are coming with a 4-lane, where the road is a 2-lane, they all try to create their own lanes because they cannot just be patient a bit, and all of them get to the entrance of the diversion, and that is one of the issues that we are having on the motorway. But I'm told yesterday when I got an interview to Joy FM that the police are there 24/7 to ensure that within a matter of a week or so, the bridge will be open to traffic.
But if you look at the way the road is, couldn't there have been any alternative or diversion through other communities to reduce the impact of the traffic on that section?
I mean, you would bear with me that you know how the area is built up. There are factories on both sides of the place. There are rivers on the right. If you are crab-bound, the river goes across the motorway. And so if you want to do a diversion a bit close by, you are just going to be forced to do a temporary bridge. And that bridge will not take less than maybe 2-3 months to be completed. And we just have to say thumbs up to the ministry, the Ghana Highway Authority, for their observation and the routine checks and maintenance that they are doing on these bridges across the country. Because you see, they noticed all this problem. They looked around, and the engineering community, as the Ghana Highway, wouldn't necessarily inconvenience motorists if they have other options available, which will not be so expensive. But they are looking at the ease of construction and then bringing back to the road the traffic as soon as possible. You know, the motorway is highly traffic road in Ghana. About 5-6 years ago, the traffic that I conducted, the survey, was about 93,000 vehicles were using the motorway per day. 93,000 vehicles. Fast forward, we are told by the DVLA, per the records we have, that almost every year, 250,000 vehicles are registered in the country. So let's just talk about 6 years now. We have about 250,000 vehicles times 6. We are talking about almost 150,000 vehicles within this short time. And let's say we are taking about maybe a fraction, 30% of that onto the motorway as part of those who are commuting on that road. It's quite significant. And so at this time, we just have to, the motorists have to just bear with the construction, the maintenance, which is ongoing. I think it raises a question as to how we should be able to start to increase not only the motorway. I'm told the motorway, God willing, in the next 4 months or so, we're going to resume the construction, start the construction of the motorway. Can we have other alternative roads that in the event where we have such defects, we will not have to be trying to do temporary diversions because of the constraint that we have within the local the area where the defects will be the maintenance is going to be carried out.
All right, thank you very much for joining us here, Engineer Abdullahi Mohammed. He is a road consultant. Now to other stories. Nurse Educators Group Ghana is threatening to withdraw its services in the coming month should government fail to improve its working conditions. The national chairman of the group, Matthew Ademu Bakinam, says they are confronted by several challenges, including delays in book and research allowances, perennial delays in promotions and conventions, as well as poor working environment. The group called on the Ministry of Health to push for their concerns to be addressed. Correspondent Peter Seno has more in this report.
Educators Group's annual general meeting and scientific sessions on the theme updating the skills of nurse and midwife educators towards the tertiary status attainment of health training institutions brought together members across Ghana and other stakeholders in the health ecosystem. The meeting was also a preparatory ground as the Ministry of Health intends to migrate all health training institutions to a tertiary status by 2023. Dr. Bafo, who represented the health minister, said the onus is on members to collaborate to achieve a successful transition.
There's a need to assess qualification of current tutors to ascertain the different needs for the upgrade. Transitioning to become a tertiary institution or tertiary status, we need to collaborate a lot. How many of us even know how to write for grants, to do research? So principals should by now begin to bring our tutors together and position ourselves how to write grants. At the governmental level, the Ministry of Health and Education are engaging to discuss which ministry should own the tertiary status.
The General Secretary of the Ghana Registered Nurses and Midwives Association, David Tinkrine Chum, bemoaned the everyday issue of no money to effectively run the health institutions.
The usual rhetoric of there is no money for this or for that is quite familiar with educators. It is our opinion that the internally generated funds should be left within the schools to help them adequately cater for the needs of students and teachers. and also develop infrastructure and work environment for the good of the nation. Nurse midwife educators therefore require investments in their continuous professional development.
The national chairman of the Nurse Educators Group Ghana, Matthew Ademu Bakinam, said, sitting unconcerned about their condition of service in the current economic hardship is unacceptable to the members. He therefore called on the Ministry of Health to act before the end of August 2022.
We are still confronted with several challenges that needs our collective effort to address them. These challenges include the perennial delays in the promotions and conventions, book and research allowances, low rate for research supervision, practical assessment or examination for students, and marking allowances. More importantly is the uncertainty surrounding the migration of health training institutions to tertiary status. Most of our members are unhappy about our working conditions and are running out of patience. If Ministry of Health, Koheti, as well as other stakeholders fail to resolve our long-standing concerns before school reopens in August 2022, leadership may find it difficult to control our members.
Precious Semevo, JoyNews, Esufufu, Sunyane.
Now, the national chairman of Nurse Educators Group Ghana, Matthew Ademu Bakinam, joins us live with more. Good morning, sir, and thanks very much for your time. Now, we've heard some of your concerns about, but have you tried dialoguing with government over these concerns?
Good morning, and good morning to your listeners and all nurse educators across the country. We have a lot of challenges. We've tried our best through our mother association, Ghana Registered Nurses Association. Our hardworking Madam Perpetual Ofori went to the negotiation table to negotiate.
Mr. Bakinam, looks like we are losing you there.
Hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you now, yes.
Good. So we're expecting that at least by February this year, we're supposed to receive the research and book allowance. That did not happen. But notwithstanding, we have long-standing issues that we've been appealing to the ministry to come to our aid. A major among them is our allowances or conditions of services. If you look at our marking allowance, it's nothing to write home about. Then we have something called case study supervision. We have practical assessment supervision. Most of our members across the country, if I take case study, for instance, follow patients to the hospital, sleep there, monitor them, take them through the care plan. At the end of the day, what you are remunerated, if I mention to you, you'll be sure. In addition to that, we also supervise research work of students. And at the end of the day, what we receive is a problem. If I mention to you, you will not be happy. So what we have done so far is to work for our mother association, Ghana Registered Nurses Association, through our hardworking Madam Perpetual Ofori, and we were able to visit the HR. We had a lot of discussions about this, but it's delaying. So if I want to take you through our promotions, at times you work for a number of years and you are due for promotion. Promotion will not come. And members will be agitating as if the leaders and the government are in bed, which is not so. So what we are saying is that come August, school be reopening. We are open to dialogue. We are ready to negotiate. We know government is a listening government. They should come to our aid and let's sit down. We know that strike is not the best for the nation. This is the country that we have, but we are working towards that deadline, hoping the government will come into our aid to salvage the poor condition of our service.
But what has been the reaction of government since you put forth your concerns?
Interestingly, some we've put into writing through our Jeremy. Up to now, we haven't received any feedback about review of marking allowances that we've been. We asked them to do. While you mark a script, there's a fee that is attached to it that you have to enjoy or take home. And then we have something called monitoring. If a tutor leaves a facility into the field, students will send to the various hospitals as far as to other regions will follow. We want to have a permanent allowances that should be attached, that if a tutor leaves a place to another facility, let's say from Kumasi to Accra, to monitor students on clinical supervision, this is the amount that a tutor is due. And then we have other members of our colleagues who are occupying serious positions in the school, and they are contributing their best for the continuous development of nursing training and nursing practice in Ghana. Like we have academic officers.
But in the conditions of service that you signed on to, what was the exact thing they put in there that you agreed to, to go by?
But it was just implementation of the research and book allowance component that was really captured. And if you look at it, that was area, health sector is very broad. What pertained to nurse educators was this research and book allowances. And we have compiled the lists through the principals across the country, and we are waiting for response and implementation, and it is drying. It is not forthcoming. So what we are saying is that government should implement now. We don't know how much will be taken for the research and book allowance, and you are migrating the schools to tertiary status. What is in there for a tutor? The uncertainty surrounding this whole controversy is about what a tutor is about or supposed to take if we are converted or moved to tertiary status. If we want to know what is in that research and book allowance for us, what plans are they having for us as tutors? Job re-evaluation. Where are we going to be called tutors or nurse educators, or you're going to be called lecturers? Let's sit down as stakeholders and negotiate. What is the job plan, the roadmap? How are we going to do it? If we are migrating the schools in 2023, all nursing training colleges should be awarding degrees. Then what is the plan for the human resource? We are going to work. We will implement whatever decisions ministry will come. So involve us and let's sit down. Come out with the evaluation, a lecturer, a nursing training college, our degree award institution. These are the things that you'll be taking home. This is all that we are asking for.
Okay. Are you contemplating a strike if nothing is done by the time school reopen?
Thank you so much. Yesterday, thank God, we had some gentlemen around that came around. Mr. Feliciano of Registrar, NMC, he really spoke well. And the government representative and special advisor to the Minister of Health, Dr. Bafouya, he appealed to us to he was going to meet the ministry, give us feedback as soon as possible. But I can assure you that our members are not happy, we are not happy, and we are waiting to get a feedback.
If you don't get a feedback, are you contemplating a strike by the time school reopen?
Thank you very much. What we intend
No, I need a yes or no for this. Are you contemplating it?
No, we will start withdrawal of our services, but we will continue to teach, but we will not mark the case study. We will not supervise students on clinicals until government come to our aid.
Thank you very much.
We want negotiation. We are ready to listen. Thank you so much.
Thank you for joining us. He is the chairman of the Nurse Educators Group, Ghana. Now, a 60-bed capacity hospital located at Konongo in the Asante Akim Central Municipality remains non-operational after completion in September 2021. This is because work on a major access road to the facility has stalled as contractors have abandoned the site. Residents are unhappy about the development and want the government to ensure the road is fixed to enable the hospital to function.
The 1 kilometer unasphalted road has been the bane of the operationalization of this beautiful edifice. This facility, when operational, will serve the people of Asante Akim Central Municipality and adjoining districts. Residents who are eager to access quality health care at the ultra-modern facility are unhappy with the delay. They want the government to immediately bring back the contractor to site to asphalt the road.
We always have to hire a taxi to access the road whenever it rains.
Because of your quainty. And this a yale, serious upon us or never fast our query so and yet. Why you cry? A higher pipe say, I Sabian Comubia.
It's worrying us. The community will take a better shape when the hospital is completed. It's been a long time since they started, but if they finish, it will be of good benefit to us. Municipal Chief Executive Robert Yalkwachi says the certificate for the road has been raised by the contractor awaiting approval.
Myself and the regional minister have engaged the contractor several times, and I can tell you that the major work, so long as the road is concerned, has been done by the contractor. But his certificate has been raised and he's looking for money. I've engaged him together with the regional minister, and as we speak, I am confident by a week or two he will be on site to do what he has to do to complete the road, so that we will have access to invite the president for the commissioning. So we are monitoring, and I'm sure a week or two the contractor will be on site.
According to the MCE, security at the facility is heightened to ensure health materials are not stolen before commissioning. Mr. Yalkwachi claims staffing is not a challenge for the government in operationalizing the new facility.
We already have an old hospital, of which this hospital is going to be managed by most of the staff that are working over here. So when you talk about the government not getting money to pay the workers who will be working there, it's neither here nor there. We are always keeping an eye on this hospital, because if you look at the work that has been done, so long as this hospital is concerned, as a leader of this particular municipality and the chairman for music, will be an indictment on me to sit aloof, look at it, and make people go there, steal the gadgets that we are going to use to do this delivery.
Some food vendors in the area are upbeat about opportunities for business to boost the local economy.
Because the
hospital is not in full operation, we are unable to sell.
We are hoping the hospital is open soon so we can sell to take care of our family.
Ewukuma Leaks report for JoyNews.
Now, she was the first to graduate from the university in her family. Not only that, she graduated with a first class in psychology and information studies. But after 3 years of excruciating job hunt and family pressure, the 24-year-old decided to shelve her degree to take up a hobby as a day job, hairdresser. Now, despite the approval from her mom and ridicules by friends, Theresa Edusei is determined to succeed in a new career path. In our latest series titled Surviving the Hard Times, Joy Prime's Emmanuel Jivenu visited her at her residence at La Paz and our reports.
Frustrated and lost in thought as she reminisces the crowning of her academic toils, Theresa Edusei graduated with first-class honors in information studies and psychology from the University of Ghana. She was hopeful of landing a lucrative white-collar job. 3 years on, that hope has diminished.
It was very heartbreaking because I thought it was my breakthrough. As I was doing my service about leaving, so 2019 through to 2021, I've tried more than 5. If I should add LinkedIn, it should be more than 10. You send CVs, you don't get feedback.
Theresa desperately appealed to many influential people, including her pastor, to help her land a good job. But all efforts came to nothing.
I've given my CVs out. My district pastor is even one. I've given my CVs out to him. I've sent CVs to a couple of people in church. I've told people, so this is my qualification. If you hear of anything you think it would be of good use to me, just let me know. And then up till now, I haven't heard anything from anybody.
Societal and family pressures kept mounting, and being the first child of 5, she felt burdened to get a job to support her younger siblings. After years of job search and with no glimmer of hope, the first-class graduate decided to turn her hobby into a day job: hairdressing.
And I told my daddy, I want to get a shop. I was like, shop for what? I was like, I have passion for hair. And then he was like, okay. So they really supported me. My mom wasn't okay. They really supported me and everything, but she was like, so if I'm with my friends and then they ask me, I'm like, oh, my banana Kojo, she has graduated first class into a day or a hairdresser. She feels so embarrassed. And I'm like, you don't ask them for money. I don't ask them for money. Now I don't ask you for money.
Restaurant and to loan your Kojo and maybe half. Once a ban your man loans, maybe Tian and Papa and Shetia, Yetia. Into a cast of a hairdresser and agents, maybe dear man cast. When we saw by a hairdresser, I don't want me out for pushing a hairdresser. No, my we are given one you are post school now, which I have by a hairdresser. You know, no special say. And to meet Tiffy, and to the piano moving his scam, and see, or be away in Kaka and a man adum. Nessa. Onya ejumana na weja na okontema mdimiti bai ankofo se mi ja no de openo onu ayin sisi anu matoa ma onu ayam ya bai what's the mean to me for so
others were like, so I try to tell us that your parents have wasted their money, the money they pay for your tuition, your whole fees and everything is wasted. Why don't you get, and they make you feel like you are not pushing hard to get a job. If only they were in my shoes and then they know the attempts I've made and then it hasn't worked so well for me, they would understand. And they're like, so you've made up your mind you are going to work with this hair thing, you won't do any other thing. I'm like, I'm not getting it, so what do you want me to do? It's better than me just sitting at home doing nothing. In the morning I walk to my parents and go for money. Sometimes they really say some things and then you really feel bad. But then you just say to yourself, you are doing so well for yourself, so just keep pushing.
Teresa's story reflects thousands of young brains struggling to make ends meet in an economy that constantly churns out more graduates than it creates jobs. According to data from the University of Ghana's Institute of Statistical, Social and Economic Research, only 10% of graduates find work within a year after graduation. Furthermore, according to the 2021 Population and Housing Census, youth unemployment is at 19.7%, a 118.89% increase from 9% between 2017 and 2020. Simply put, youth unemployment in Ghana has more than doubled from 9% on average between 2017 and 2020 to 19.7% in 2021. It's been 6 months since Teresa built this container saloon. She did it with the help of her father and a few close friends. At the very least, this weaned her of financial support from her parents.
I made inquiries on getting a shop with equipment, like up-to-date equipment and everything, and then it amounts to close to 100,000 Ghana cedis. If I'm able to raise that amount of money and set up that business, I'm actually going to employ a lot of people because I really have a lot in mind.
Sincerely, she's really good, very good. I actually don't like braids because it's really painful for me. I can't bear the pains, but the first time I patronized their services, I loved it.
If the predictions of analysts about Ghana's soaring unemployment rate are correct, the country is sitting on a ticking time bomb. The government and tertiary institutions must urgently overhaul the educational curricula, provide specialized training and mentorship, as well as create an enabling environment for the private sector to absorb the teeming graduates. Emmanuel JoyNews report for Joy Prime.
Such a stride there by Teresa. All the best to her. We'll take a quick break. As we return, we'll bring you business. Stay with us.
Hi, welcome to Business. My name is Darryl Kwao. Telecom giant Vodafone Ghana is introducing selected small and medium-scale enterprises to new opportunities in online markets for business growth. Through the setting up of websites and inventory keeping services for these businesses, the initiative is expected to increase the market reach of enterprises and increase profitability. Nanaya Ojima has more in the following report.
Digitalization is one of the means being adopted to develop local businesses. Following the COVID-19 pandemic, many businesses have resorted to trading online. Telecom giant Vodafone Ghana, aside building websites for customers who own businesses, have improved money transfer services. Director of Enterprise Business Unit and Wholesale, Tawa Bolaren, explains the target is to help develop these businesses to impact positively on the national economy.
Now, when you look at businesses that also used to be traditionally, I would say, brick and mortar businesses, the pandemic has also made other people, out of a sense of survival, right, and what I would say business continuity, most people have moved from being brick and mortar businesses today, that they now realize the fact that actually it's not sustainable for me to just be in the one place in case my customers can't reach me, and therefore you have businesses moving online. In Vodafone Ghana, we are the only provider today that actually will provide you with a website solution that also gives you search engine optimization so that people can see your businesses, they can get some kind of confidence that this is a legitimate business that they can do business with, and then they can actually order and buy goods. We also have a product called Red Trader that allows you to be able to actually keep all your inventory. So it's like a cash deal, right? So every sale you make can be generated through it. We have Vodafone Cash today. People can pay you. We're the only provider in Ghana today, I'm always proud to say this, that actually you can send money for free on Vodafone Cash. In addition to that, we are the only provider as a merchant where you can collect money from anybody, irrespective of the network provider, and there are no transaction fees. So we've made a lot of things happen for businesses, especially with the pandemic.
Through golfing, business leaders are being brought together to build synergies to grow their businesses. This year's Otumfuo Golf Open, sponsored by Vodafone, created a platform for the target group. In appreciation of customers in the region, a health screening exercise and a walk were held for customers. For JoyNews, Nanaya Ojima, Kumasi.
Well, following Ghana's quest to strengthen STEM education and restructure the educational system to equip learners acquire skills to be fit for purpose, the Study in India Expo is bent on complementing the country's efforts. According to founder of Perea Africa Foundation, Salai Manikam, the knowledge and capacities of young people should be developed through proper education. She spoke to Joy Business at the Study in India Expo.
Ghana's STEM agenda is to prepare the critical mass of empowered Ghanaians for socio-economic transformation and become active participants in the fourth industrial revolution. According to Salai Manikam, there's the need for human resource development to provide the coaching needed to strengthen and grow the knowledge, skills, and abilities of students to take advantage of the advancement of technology globally.
I think Ghana is blessed with a lot of natural resources. I think now the human resource is what has to be developed to ably manage the natural resources, and this would contribute in a major way towards it. Bringing in the human resource required to manage it, and any field in India now, whether it is agriculture, engineering, or any basic commerce, you always have a IT component which is part of it. So any student goes for any faculty, comes back with the IT upgradation.
Co-executive director at the India-Africa Trade Council, Nilash G, says if Ghana invests in its young ones, the country's industrialization strategy will be sustainable and provide more jobs for the youth.
Well, what India has learned many years back is to put industries in place, to get technology in place, and I'm sure Ghana is also developing, and our government is putting good initiatives in place, so definitely it could be a good opportunity for everybody in the future. By setting up industries here, by definitely setting up industries and doing the research and development here gradually, if you have good students coming, learning and coming from there, they can do a lot of R&D here also. In future, Ghana could become become a hub in Africa for pharmaceutical products. Not only pharmaceuticals, into industry, into trade, into a lot of other issues. So we are looking forward to Ghana being a superpower in Africa, definitely.
The study in India offers a wide range of courses right from modern and cutting edge to niche and traditional. The academic edge gained through the program enables overall development and provides opportunities to foster global connections.
That's all for now. More news on our website, myjoyonline.com/business. Sports is coming up next.
And that's how we wrap our bulletin for you. For more news and information, log on to myjoyonline.com. My name is Samuel Kojo. Brace. Do have a great morning.